Yeah.
What up? What up?
Hi.
58. 58.
58, feeling great.
Cinco ocho. Cinco ocho. Cinco ocho.
Are you like dyslexic person trying to cheer for Ocho Cinco? What's up, dog?
What up, bro? How's it going? How's it been? How you doing?
Living great. Chilling. You?
Another day, baby. Feeling good.
So put that shit off. Just let it ride out.
Let it fade out.
Just let it
Let
go.
it fade out into the back, like Homer into the bushes. How's it going, man?
Just chilling, bro.
How's life? It's another episode. We're back. Yes, it is episode 58. And that number is just, it means something different right now. Not only is it our 58th episode, but it happens to be
Your 58th birthday. Oh.
Super Bowl 58. And, we would be fools to not talk about Super Bowl 58 on episode 58. So we're going to dive into Super Bowl. We're going to give some shouts out that need to be shout out. And, we're just going to have a little fun today.
Sometimes it works out like that, right? Sometimes numbers work in your fashion, not number.
Yeah.
So 58's not on the roulette table, though, so I can't go put no money down on that.
Can't.
So what can I put down instead of 58?
Maybe you can go down
to
and
5 and 8.
The total score is going to equal 58.
Do 5 and 8.
You could say
you know why?
You could say the total score is going to equal 58.
You could do that.
But I think it's going to actually equal 59.
You know why I'd say 5 and 8? Are you familiar with roulette?
Mm-hmm. But why? Say it. Announce it.
Describe so on yourself. The table.
Define it.
Right, on the table.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to put my dollar or $5 down on two numbers,
yes, sir.
Say it's 5 and 8. Well, they're stacked right on top of each other.
Cinco and ocho.
So I can put it right in the middle of those two and get action on both those numbers for the same. It's at the same odds now because you're cutting your dollar in half or your $5 in half. But whatever. Not to get off on tangent. 58 though. 58 is a great number.
It is. There's been some great players that wore the number 58. I don't know.
I'm going to ask you later on who's your favorite 58. Okay. I definitely won't forget to do that. I know I didn't write it up on there, but once I see 58, it's up here. But I definitely want to ask you who's your favorite 58, and maybe a little bit of conversation about two 58s compared to each other. Okay. But it's great to see you, bro. It's great to see everybody for tuning in. As always, make sure you go check out DNASportsDenver.com. Stay up to date with the podcast. Stay up to date with what we got going on coach-wise. But a lot of fun stuff going on, man. In addition to the Super Bowl, just it's getting to be freaking February already. We were joking around at work because January was finishing up, and we get a message at the end of the month to try to clean up any orders that are open to get them shipped, get them processed so we can add them to the end of the month. And it's like, damn, dude, it's already the end of January. It's like, fuck, Christmas is next week.
Dude, like last year in general flew, right? And we're already off to another fast pace. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, the beginning of February has kind of gone a little bit slow for me, honestly. Like, day by day at work has just been like...
Really?
Long days, kind of, sometimes, bro. Just, like, ridiculous. Seems like we've...
Do you guys go through, like, an after-Christmas lull or after, like, the winter lull or something?
Kind of, but we're going through, like, a big overhaul and construction, like...
Oh, okay.
A big new rebuild and moving a lot of offices and inventory.
So it's not regular work.
No, it's regular work on top of working around that.
So you can't go above and beyond, a little extra for your company?
Jesus Christ. What? Bro, they call me Mr. Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the way I work strikes fear in people, and I always go infinity and beyond. You like that? You like the way I did that, right? You thought I messed up the word, but that's how I meant to say it.
No, I get how you meant to say it. I definitely got how you meant to say it.
That's how I broke it down. Boom. Boom. Drop the mic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you just did right there. Nah, I feel you. I don't know, it's been busy all around in my opinion though, bro. Like even out and about, dude, it's been a little bit busier than it kind of has been. just seeing more people out doing things or getting into like the meat of like all the like you think locally like high school and shit like that, like getting all to the meat of things. I'm about to start track next end of this month already.
Mm-hmm.
Already been doing some things with them guys. So yeah, man, it's before you know it, it's gonna be springtime and then summertime, and then we'll be right back to football. But we can't get there until we get
Here,
done with the Super Bowl.
that's
So
right.
we'll touch on that a little bit though. Before we go further, how's the fam doing?
Man, they're doing good, bro. Basketball, wrestling still going.
Good.
Vita's great. She's being fucking Vita, holding it down, holding down the fort. And it's a blessing, bro. It's really a blessing.
Oh
You?
yeah. Like I can complain, but there's no reason to, man. It's been
Yeah.
good. It's these kids keep me on my toes, and it's just finding out new things about them. That make me laugh my ass off. Like Zai's got this little thing where he starts being bad and he knows he's being bad,
Uh
and then he
oh.
just smiles at you with like this cute little face, and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, you ain't cute, motherfucker. Like
Oh.
he's a little sour patch kid, man.
Here it
He's
goes.
he's he's sour now and then sweet later. You know what I mean?
Bro, I love
But
that.
it's fun, bro. So just doing that and getting ready to move my bro out here. He's
That's
come
dope.
back
That's
out to
dope.
Cali, so I'll be out there at the end of May, beginning of March to help fucking convoy back, bro. So
Nice.
excited for that,
That's
and
dope, bro.
so things are good, bro.
Family's getting real good then.
Yeah, my mom's
Family's
excited
back
too.
together.
My mom and dad are excited
Yeah,
because
that's
like
dope.
they get to see their little grandson all the time now, little Asher.
Yeah.
So like there's my dad keeps like kind of mentioning it, but like I can tell he's super excited. So it's
How
good.
old is this Asher?
He'll be 8. He'll be 8 on the 16th of this month.
What do you know?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Hmm.
We'll talk about that.
I think there's a football team.
It's full time.
I forget their name.
It's probably recruiting all the time. He
It's
stay
like-
recruiting. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
because you know what? He definitely will be around for sure.
Hey, it's that time, even if you're not familiar, we're the team to come to. We're going to teach you the fundamentals of the game. You know what I mean? And we're going to make sure that every kid gets the proper coaching they deserve. And it's, I was thinking about this the other day, bro. It's not really like wins are great and I want to win. You know what I mean? Like we want to win, but it's not worth at the expense of not coaching every single kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And making sure that you're giving that same opportunity to every single kid, bro,
Yep.
and seeing them grow, whether it comes with the hour or not. You know what I mean? Like watching somebody who may not get those opportunities all the time take that shot or, get the ball or, receive that pass, whatever the case may be, whatever sport it is. Um, it's,
Just look fear in the eyes and say, you know what? I'm not
I
I'm
got
not gonna
this.
back down to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it's great for that reason. And I seen the post about hey, it's time to register up, and I seen a lot of parents like already, and
Yeah.
it's crazy to think that
Shit.
we might even be behind the ball compared to some other places, other regions in the country, and it's kind of going to what we've had the conversation back and forth a few times about like year-round kind of activity
Yeah.
in one particular sport, and it's kind of like almost most sports are kind of shaping themselves to be that way. When you think about like the off-season stuff you have to do for baseball, the off-season stuff that some of these basketball teams are requiring, that you play AAU somewhere or something like that. Like, so it's getting to that point where it's almost already there. You know what I mean? So it's wild to see. It's definitely changing landscape, but it's funny. You see our boy MCF.
Oh man, shout out
Yo,
national.
national
Bro.
Silver Glove champ.
He did his thing, bro. I mean, it's not surprising though, right?
Yeah.
You see those kids that have that desire, that dedication, that work ethic, and then they're surrounded by icons.
Yep.
And when you're surrounded by icons, you become an icon. And our boy Mario and Coach D over there, and all the coaches over there, Coach Jess and all the coaches, they're doing their thing with all those kids, bro. And MCF has the drive, bro.
Yeah.
He truly has the drive, and he has the talent, and he just proved it. He's the champ.
I think we knew early on with him too. Not early on, like to say like we knew that he was going to be something great or whatever. I think just early on in meeting MCF, meeting the team over there at Icon, we kind of knew a couple of them cats was like, yeah, these are the cats that are most serious about it. You can tell by the fact that they want to get to work right away. They don't want to waste no time. So, that's big, and the charisma and the character which he displayed in some of the interviews with us, and then the humility he displays inside the ring when he's fighting, and he wins the match, beats an opponent. Like I'm excited and happy for his success, bro. That's very cool to be a Silver Glove champion nationally, and shout out, like you said, shout out to Coach D making that trip out there to Missouri, as the locals call it, Missouri.
Hey,
I call that shit misery, son.
you were there.
I was there, but no, it's not a bad place. It just wasn't for me. But misery was indeed in the summertime, 90 degrees, 90% humidity, 100 degrees, 98% humidity. Wow, bro. Wow.
Gross.
Take a shower to go outside and sweat.
That's gross. No thanks.
I mean, it is
Only to go out there and win a championship, come back. That's what. You know what I mean? So shout out to MCF for getting it done.
He did it the right way.
Yeah. Went and visited and left.
Big shout out, MCF. Congratulations on your victory, bud. Talk to you about it soon, hopefully. You watch the Grammys at all? You watch them kind of shows? What do you think about the Grammys? What do you think about the Academy Awards?
Like Grammys goodies, trying not to give no special shout outs.
Yo, I'll give a shout out to Grammys. Good. They fire, right?
Damn, yeah.
They're good.
But, nah, bro. I mean,
good.
No.
No, you
I've
don't
seen
watch
Will smack a person or so, but
yeah, no. Well, I don't think anybody was slapped. Oh no, yo. Side note.
But Grammys, I've never really been a fan of all those different shows except for like the music, like MTV and BET Awards and sort of like back then. But
I feel you. I've never been a big fan of them either. Something interesting I seen that came out of the Grammys was Killer Mike got arrested at the Grammys after winning 3 awards, man.
What did I say? Because it was robbery?
I mean, robbery.
Is that what they took?
You don't like Killer Mike, bro?
Nah, I don't know. It's just a little joke, but I don't even know what he's nominated for.
Let's see. So rapper Killer Mike has been released from police custody hours after he was detained at the 2024 Grammy Awards and escorted out of Los Angeles by police. LAPD spokesperson confirmed the Times. A misdemeanor battery, an altercation that broke out after a security guard
smack a motherfucker.
An altercation allegedly broke out after a security guard tried to keep the rapper and his entourage from passing through an area in the venue. A source close to the investigation told the Times Monday.
3 Grammys.
It's unclear why the guard prevented access. Musician allegedly engaged in the altercation with security guard who was knocked onto the ground. That's what he's getting fucking... Come on, dude. Oh, the guard injured her hand. Okay.
Oh.
He pulled those over him.
Whoa.
Let's see. Does it say what he was getting his Grammy on for? He won Grammys... Where the fuck does it say what he won?
Release Michael, it said.
Man, this is bullshit.
Including rap album for his 2023 release of Michael.
Okay, so he won best rap album.
Performance and rap song wins.
Okay, thank you for finding that because I lost that shit.
Yeah. But... No, I mean, shout out to him.
Did you listen to his album?
Good job for him. Yeah, I listened to some of it.
I liked it.
Some of it.
But I fuck with Killer Mike, though.
I do, too. But I couldn't listen to the whole thing. I mean, partially because I was at work, and I think, like, his music you have to really listen to and digest.
Yeah.
And then I never went back.
There's a lot to it.
And really give it the proper time. The full album. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, at least you were real about it. Shit, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah,
it happens.
You know what I mean?
It happens to the best of us, champ.
You like the Grammys? You used to sit around and as a family and Grammy night, have popcorn and like chocolates and kumbaya and stuff.
Nah, man. To be honest with you,
what about the Oscars?
I've never been into really any of them award shows.
Glizzy
gang, dude, you're a douche. Anyway. I've never been into those kind of shows. I won't say how you described it when we were talking about it off air because it was pretty vulgar.
Oh, yeah. I want to be invited there one day.
You're going to be invited there?
I will be. Mm-hmm.
Why?
Just wait and see. Only future will tell.
Only the future will tell. A little scary innuendo there, bro.
Hey, it might be scary.
So do you watch like...
comedic.
Let me ask you a question. Did you used to watch the Source Awards?
Sometimes. back like when there was violence. It's like,
How about the MTV Awards?
yeah, I used to watch those.
So just not the Emmys. Is that shit too
I used
too
to watch
high
like the
class for you?
ESPYS.
I used to watch the ESPYS too, but you know what?
Then it got a little Grammy-ish or like Oscar.
Yeah, man, because they get up there and grandstand on some bullshit about how they're fucking trying to save the world too.
But aren't they? See how you do this. Like,
Yeah.
you try to paint me to like you trying to Bob Ross.
Yeah.
And then I paint a nice little tree here.
I think
Like, why are you saying they don't do nothing? They ain't doing nothing for their communities.
No, that's fine. I'm not saying that
Well,
at
what do you
all.
mean that's fine?
I'm not
You
saying
make
that
it
at
sound
all.
like it's nothing.
No, sometimes I think people use them award shows to try to make this to take this like political or philosophical stand, right?
Well, they got to continue to grow their platform in order to do for others.
I get that, bro. That's why I don't watch some of those shows though too. It's just like fucking I'm trying to and let's be real about it, man. A lot of times I don't agree with some of like the more mainstream music, like that it's better than some of the stuff that I've heard. You know, a lot of these shows sometimes seem like, you know, I mean, I don't want to be all Kanye West, you know what I mean? But like, you know,
Oh, so you're gonna
some of these shows seem kind
Put
of
on a
corporately
49er
put on.
jersey
Like
and
who put up
snatch
the most money?
the Super Bowl trophy out of Taylor Swift's hands?
What?
You're gonna put on a 49er jersey, go on stage, and snatch the Super Bowl trophy out of Taylor Swift's hands?
No, but you know what? If them Chiefs win, the NFL gonna love having Taylor Swift on the field.
How much you want to bet she has like a pregame concert or something during the pregame or something up to the Super Bowl? She will have a concert
Like official?
in Vegas.
Or just like a little
not
concert?
like a little boom.
Oh
surprise.
no! You know what? Dude?
Sprinkle.
There's so much money
and
out
then
there.
E40 it and sprinkle me.
You ever listen to some of these guys, like, you know, listen to some of the old Bronco football players talking about going to Super Bowls now currently, like when they go just to go watch the game. Mm-hmm. There's so many parties that go on and shit like that. Am I a Swiftie?
Yeah.
I use a Swiffer.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie.
No.
I'm not mad at her.
Why is she Taylor Swift? Like, why is she who she is? Like, we were talking about this the other day, and I think it's because she really is America's sweetheart.
So,
right? Like, not like I'm not a Swiftie.
She's
but I
wholesome.
think she is.
She's
like,
wholesome.
She's like the last good girl.
So I was getting
all the rest of them.
I was having a conversation with a friend online, and
an online friend,
and the friend had mentioned something on their post, something to the effects that why are they? I forget who it was. Someone said that she's like the second coming of Michael Jackson or second to Michael Jackson or some shit like that as far as like pop artists all time. And the friend of mine was offended that they would even mention her name with Michael Jackson. And I argued with her, not just for the sake I like to argue, but it's good conversation. Like, if she's not the second most influential pop artist right now going on ever in the history of the world, who is?
Usher.
Like, she's not Michael. She should blow Usher out the water.
Usher was, though. I mean,
she had a fucking almost like $1 billion tour. She had the Eras tour was like crazy.
She killed it.
You know what I mean? Like,
she has killed it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, and I don't know if her reach. Like, I'm seeing. This is how I know I'm not a Swiftie, or Swiftie or Swiftie, right?
Something like that.
This is how I know I'm not a Swiftie. As my fucking microphone continues to fall, I feel like I'm lowering myself with it. Fucking boom mic.
Oh, yeah, I thought you set it up properly.
This is how I know that I'm not a Swiftie. Mm-hmm. Is that I don't know what her pool is worldwide. Like, I don't know if she's bringing in numbers worldwide, because that's where Michael separated himself from everybody. He wasn't just an icon, pop icon here in the States. Like, he was worldwide with that shit up until the point where he died, bro. You know what I mean? So I wonder if
like Selena.
Are you saying Selena's? See, now I'm looking like a Swiftie. Sing that shit, dog. Get it?
No, I'm done.
Sing that shit.
I'm done. Maybe later.
See, now I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to argue like I'm a Swiftie, and I don't want to give off that vibe.
Who's Britney Spears?
Britney did have a good run. She did have a good run. I would argue that Taylor's. I think Britney fell off the fucking. You
sound like a Swiftie.
I think Britney fell off the deep end though.
I think we swiftly found out that you're a Swiftie.
I wonder what the backgrounds are like. Like Taylor Swift seems to have some shit in order a little bit more. Like, I remember.
Do you think Taylor Swift uses a Swiffer on her Grammys? Speaking of
Do you
Grammys,
think she tried to get copyright on Swifter? Like, hey, bitch, that's part of my name. Maybe she has
nah,
money in it. Maybe that's where her money came from.
nah,
And her fucking music career is just a front.
nah. She killed it. Good
Do you
shout out to
subscribe?
her.
Do you subscribe to any of the conspiracy theories, bro? That fucking Chiefs are in the Super Bowl because of Taylor Swift and yada yada yada.
No, but it's annoying how much like football has become about Taylor Swift.
They love it,
It's
bro.
annoying,
They
bro.
love
Like,
it, dude. Have you seen some of the numbers of like new viewerships and shit like that? And you
no,
know,
shout out to that, and shout out to her for like bringing attention to the NFL because
do you think
you
the
know
NFL like introduced her to Travis Kelce? Like, hey, check this guy out. Maybe you guys will hit it off.
no,
Thinking that that's a cash cow.
no, I think Jason probably introduced him because he's probably a partier and he probably stumbled across like the entourages and it's like, hey, you should meet my brother Travis, and they like hung out one day and then it was over from there. It's probably gonna be a story that comes out one day. I'll take.
So, you're gonna ask for your royalties when it comes out.
Yep,
Yo, I'm gonna need that money, please.
that's right.
Oh man. So speaking of Super Bowl 58, bro. I'm sorry, I skipped some shit, didn't I?
You did,
The most important shit too. Some would argue,
yeah.
depending on who's watching this podcast, if anybody. You there?
I was checking out the comparison to the Super Bowl tickets in comparison to the actual WrestleMania tickets. Actually,
What's that like?
it's cheaper to go to WrestleMania.
Oh, of
obviously.
course, of
But
course.
I was actually looking because I was like, maybe DJ and I should just cop a flight and go out and watch.
Where's
this.
WrestleMania this year?
It's in Philly.
Okay. Where though? Is it at Lincoln Financial?
I think so. I could double check, but
Damn,
I
dude.
think it is.
Philly can get cold in fucking April.
Yeah, but that'll be so sick to take my son to WrestleMania.
That would be pretty dope to go to WrestleMania.
It would.
Mario says he's gone, right? And he's
Yeah.
talked about it. Fucking, that would be pretty cool. I mean, it's one of the biggest spectacles on the earth. Fucking, I was watching old WrestleMania flicks the other night, trying to go to sleep. It was pretty cool, reliving my childhood. But how is wrestling been going?
It's been going good, bro. I mean, DJ's been banging. His bracket's tough. He got that one kid that he can't beat. He's getting better though. He's progressing against him. And that's all you could ask for, dude. Is progression. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's those frustrating moments where you're like, damn, you should have did this or you could have did that. You know what I mean? And of course, it's easy for me to say.
It's always after the
Or
fact too.
he's like, man, I should have did this. I should have did that. I shouldn't have did that.
No.
You know, and he's beating himself up over it. And I'm like, son, like you're wrestling up, bro. You're wrestling, fifth and sixth graders, and you're a third grader. You know what I mean? And you're only lost to two kids. So like you're beasting, bro. Like keep doing what you got to do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Keep working. Keep progressing. This really, at the end of the day, like we originally got into wrestling for to get better in football, to progress in football, and the fact that this might have became his sport. You know what I mean? That he's really great in. He's killing it. It's just a bonus. So everything he's doing is a bonus. We're getting ready to go out to Wyoming for a tournament. Should be pretty fun. And then, come back and have state. So it's about that time. It's coming to an end. So it should be fun.
Well, the fact that he's starting to like really enjoy it and really starting to, like you were saying, you said a couple of times, like you think that maybe this might be his sport.
Yeah.
When so long you've always thought it to be football, that maybe this might be his sport. So, I think it's dope, bro, that he's really starting to take a liking to it, dude. And I hope he continues to do so because, I think wrestlers do make fantastic athletes regardless of what other sports you play. And it's definitely a sport. Pete Ozick always says this, and I've agreed with him even though I didn't wrestle in high school. Like I agree with it. There's no getting behind it. But the best athletes are wrestlers a lot of times.
Yeah, for sure.
And so regardless of what you do, I mean, there's no greater test. Plus, it's the test of like self. You know what I mean? Like the mental stuff that you have to get over. We get it a little bit with track, but it's not on that same level of intensity as it is with wrestling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's getting over those mental barriers that, every day that that's what we try to do in real life is get over some shit sometimes. So it's definitely one of those things where you got to give it up to them cats that they get out there and do it.
Yeah, and then watching all the Wolfpack players just progress. The older boys, the younger boys, they're all out there working hard. You know what I mean? Like, and they're winning, dude. They're doing what they need to be doing. Eddie's been winning lately. He just took a tough loss the other day, but he wrestled a great kid. A kid who was a 4-star wrestler. Has only lost two matches all year long, and one of his matches he lost was to Eddie the last time, and now he got Eddie this time. So, they'll see each other again, and we'll see how it goes. And Teo's doing great. Shout out to Ice, his brother Ice is wrestling up, bro. At wrestling like 215 right now. These kids are monsters compared to this kid, and he's having to wrestle up, and he's banging, battling it out, bro. Taking first and second. You know what I mean? At all these tournaments, and not giving up and progressing each and every tournament. And
When
if
state,
you have to turn it on at the end, then turn it on at the end.
Yeah.
We're a few weeks out from state.
okay, no man, I mean, it's incredible, bro. Like you said, that part right there, especially with young guys, that part can be frustrating and daunting in itself because they happen to wrestle up these older kids. I don't care if you're the same weight. Sometimes it's that mental barrier of being able to beat somebody older than you.
Yeah.
Especially when you know. Like if you don't know, that's probably even better. You know what I mean? If you don't know,
Yeah, for sure.
because then you don't psych yourself up. But if you know motherfuckers like 2-3 grades older than you, you got to get
You're in
past
your
that
head.
barrier too,
Yeah,
bro.
you're in
Like,
your
cause
head.
that's a stronger kid, physically just more developed kid. Like,
Yeah, but once you see you can do it,
yeah,
also, you know what I mean. It's so rewarding, and shout out to the kids who are older too. Like, great sports like that. There's this kid from Chatfield. He's a kid that's really DJ's toughest competition, and he's just a humble kid. He's a great sport. He's always coming up and talking to DJ, trying to coach DJ up, even, you know what I mean, a little bit, help him out, give him pointers, and you don't see that a lot, bro, in sportsmanship. And in a young kid, bro, he's a 6th grade kid or a 5th grade kid, whatever it is, and he's just a humble, young, great athlete. You know what I mean? That carries himself well. He doesn't boast and brag when he wins. You know what I mean? Yes, of course he gets happy. He's a young kid. He's just winning tournaments. You know what I mean? Like, but he shows love to all of his opponents, and I've never seen him be a bad sport. And that's what wrestling does.
yeah.
It builds that character. You know what I mean? So it's a great sport, dude, and we're falling in love with it slowly and surely. And shout out to the North Mini Vikings. You know what I mean? Because we're doing our thing this year, and we have a lot of great talent, a lot of great coaches, and it's just truly remarkable to see.
Big shout out. Big shout out. No, man, that's dope. It's amazing. I'm glad you guys are becoming a wrestling family.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's really cool.
Speaking of, did you check out the Rumble?
You know what? I watched the whole fucking Rumble, the women's, the Fatal 4-Way match, and then the Rumble.
What was your most exciting moment? The best match, in your opinion?
If I could be honest with you, it's a little hard to remember it. I may or may
What
not
about
have.
the Fatal 4-Way?
I thought the Fatal 4-Way was probably the best part, to be honest with you.
Do you think what's his name got the pin
Oh,
when he had them all stacked up in the middle of the ring?
I don't even know. I wasn't paying attention like that, my guy. Who was it? It wasn't
It's not the new-
Reigns, right?
No, it's not the new guy either. It's
That's one
was
thing.
it Orton or the new dude? I don't know the new dude's name.
Some of these dudes have some big fucking heads and little bodies.
Well, duh.
There was a ton of Debo Lotties out there.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Wrestling's different. I haven't been in.
but history was made, bro. Again, like it's been the first time since Stone Cold's done it.
To back, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes went back to back.
Yeah.
It comes from a great lineage of wrestlers, right? Fucking Hall of Fame wrestlers, and he just may have
I will say,
stamped his name into eventually becoming a Hall of Famer.
I will say, and I don't know their names. The women, at the end of the women's rumble was probably one of the more.
Bailey.
Yeah, with one of the
Bailey
more.
won.
I think
Some big girls in there.
Hey, the
too.
guys one was a little anticlimactic.
Yeah.
But that ladies one finished great. I like the way it finished. She her name's Bailey. You said she waited for old girl to get eliminated and be vulnerable and then
Just
kick the other
like-
girl. Was it
just like
Morgan or whatever?
Yep, just like Bailey Wood.
So that was dope. And you know, I see the Rock's back.
Yeah.
And you know, I kind of feel for Cody Rhodes to have that little moment swooped in on him because you know he wanted to get that Roman Reigns rematch at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but you know,
Money,
yeah,
Rock's money.
Who's gonna sell more tickets?
You gotta switch. You gotta clean that image up
Do you
because
smell?
hey, you gotta clean that image up because Vince done fucked it up. Vince done fucked it up.
Dude, I haven't even like really been paying attention to that because it's like fuck again.
We did our little dive into it.
Yeah, like,
and it was dude. That was the tip of the iceberg. Literally, I think you might have said that too because you know you Dom Shadamas. I think you might have been like, this might be just the tip of the iceberg, or maybe I did this time. But nonetheless, yo, the more that comes out, it's just wild, bro. Like this motherfucker was really living the life he portrayed on TV.
it's crazy, dude. Like all these dudes that had like somewhat like power and money, how they just like manipulated and took advantage of that. It's just fucking disgusting.
Well, they say money corrupts, right?
Yep.
And
it was LA Knight and AJ Styles. It was AJ Styles who almost got the pin.
oh, okay.
It was close. It was like a long 2 count, and he had them all pinned up.
The referee knew the script.
They were all stacked. He didn't know the script.
He knew the script. Wow, what was it? Who had Orton had that victory and then fucking
Orton.
the Usos?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Randy Orton. Shout out, hey, Randy Orton's a motherfucker, bro.
He's probably one of the
It's OG.
dopest wrestlers. Honestly, like my son was like, "What Orton did you like the most?" And mine was the Legend Killer, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the Legend Killer.
That's when he was coming up.
And he was just taking dudes out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I also hate it when he fucking took out Edge.
So sometimes you got it. You know, sometimes if you're the Legend Killer, you can't be specific on what legend you're taking out, bro.
That's right. There might be a legend taken out in this Super Bowl.
Damn.
Future legend.
Who's
or
that?
do you believe that the NFL is trying to force feed us a GOAT?
No, please elaborate.
Well, that's what I've heard around the way, and I don't believe it because I think this young man is talented, curly-haired, Kermit the Frog sounding motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But he could play some ball, bottom line. But, you know, I've heard a couple people saying, and of course, you know, I'm not going to, you know, say where I live and what team might be here, so which fans they might be fans of. You know, but if you know, you know. But a lot of people saying dumb shit like they're trying to force feed a GOAT to us, so that's why Pat Mahomes is getting all this, like breaking all these records and doing what he's doing. And
Just because they have it out against Denver and it's Kansas City? Or...
I mean, I don't know. It just, you know, people feed into certain.
Hey, I will say
certain agendas, whatever they want to pick up and read.
I will say that motherfucker's the best. Hey, he changed my mind this year. You know, I wasn't skeptical of him, but I was just like, you know, whatever. But I'm a believer now.
Yeah.
He's just too damn good, bro.
Yeah, he is. Bro.
He's just too damn good. Like, I mean, he pulls rabbits out of his hat at every turn. Fucking Kansas City's receivers went from being fucking goats to being goats.
And every year it's a question, right? Oh, they don't have so-and-so. Yeah. They don't have so-and-so. Like, it doesn't matter, bro. They have Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Oh, that's right.
And they have Travis Kelce. As long as they have them 3 pieces, they're good. As long as they have Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, they're good. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, that dude is he's a top end player. You know, definitely top 3 quarterback in the league, if not 1.
Right now?
Yeah, bro.
It's hard to say he's not the best quarterback in the league.
I don't give a shit. I'm saying. Like,
I don't give a shit about the season stats. Like I don't give a shit about the season stats.
Who's doing what for their team? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing for your team? He's leading his team to the promised land over and over and over again.
Yep.
He's that guy.
Yep. Nah, yeah, I don't give a shit about them season stats, dude, because you know what? This dude is that guy in the playoffs. Yeah. And this dude is that guy, you know, almost all the time. And
he needs to be.
Dude, I'm like, yo, I hate the fact that.
So do you think he's GOAT? A potential GOAT?
He's on that.
in the making.
He's
Is
on
he the
go.
LeBron of
So
basketball?
does he win? Does he win on Sunday?
Oh, we're going here.
Right. So if he wins on Sunday, I mean he's what 3 in, and he's 3 for 4, and he's 6 straight NFC or AFC title games. He's in Brady area already. He's on that same trajectory, and he's under 30 still, right? He's what 28, 29? Like so, he's on the Brady trajectory. Brady's the GOAT. I don't know who else would be considered the GOAT right now. Brady's is that guy, you know, right?
Oh, definitely.
Right?
I
Like
ain't getting
so,
no argument from over here about
you
that.
know, is he the next? Is he Kobe to MJ? Is he LeBron to Kobe?
He might be.
You know what I mean?
Because
Where
he's different than Brady, but yet pretty much taking a lot of Brady's records.
huh? I mean, who's kept him from the Super Bowl? Tom Brady once, and then Joe Burrow, which barely in that game, barely, you know. And who knows what's going on behind the scenes with that situation there? For whatever reason, Cincinnati just had Kansas City's number a few times.
Yeah.
You know, those are the only 2 times he's been left out, man.
Every dog has his day.
And it was a field goal in that game.
And you know, he's great, but are we going there?
I mean, what was his question? What was his question coming in, right, to the playoffs? He's gonna have to play on the road for the first time.
Did it.
Fucking did it. And
Check.
yeah, no problem.
In some of the toughest environments.
Nope. Yeah, Buffalo.
Against 2 of the toughest teams.
When we say Buffalo, you know that's not an easy place to win. And then going to Baltimore and playing there, that's not an easy place, especially with the defense that Baltimore fielded this year, and to have it be what it is. But you know, I don't know if I'm ready to go there yet. You know?
Okay. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, he definitely went on the road and did what he was supposed to do when he wasn't supposed to do it. You know, this year no one was really saying, oh, I think the Chiefs are going to get it done. I think they're going to lose. But then there were those, you know, people who just keep it real and said, well, you know, it is the playoffs. It is the Chiefs. So you can't count them out of any one of these games. You know what I'm saying? And they stuck around, and you can't let teams like that stick around.
Dog.
You can't. We said it last week. You have to capitalize every time you touch the ball.
Yep.
If you don't, they will. They're going to stay consistent until you make a mistake, and then they're going to capitalize. That's just the way it goes. Good teams do it, and they're a good team, and that's what they're going to be waiting for if they don't make the mistake first.
You know, bro, like with what they've done this year, I think now, bro, like they get the benefit of the doubt if they don't even win their division and they just make the playoffs.
Let me ask you this. I'm not asking your pick, but let me ask you, what will it take what are the keys to the matchups? What, in your opinion, would it take for Kansas City to win? What would it take, in your opinion, for the Niners to win?
I think it's so for Kansas City to win, I think they got to be on point with their big plays, right? So then big passes that Mahomes is dropping down on Valdez-Scantling or whoever it may be, they got to connect. That's got to be a must. They got to continue to run the ball like they've been running the ball. I think that's very important. That allows another dynamic. Excuse me. Like it's another dynamic for San Francisco to think about when they're running the ball really well and you got a magician at quarterback. And then on defense, I would say limit the big plays and limit and you know what? If Christian McCaffrey goes for 150 yards, he goes for 150 yards. Don't allow the big plays to Ayuk over the middle down the field. Don't allow Deebo Samuel to get loose. Don't allow George Kittle to break free down the middle in broken coverage. Like, eliminate those plays, right? I think that bodes well for San Francisco. Now, for them to win, I think it's like we said, they've got to if they're gonna make it a track meet, then they better be willing to score 40, 50 points. So that being said, on defense, they got to try to limit what Kansas City does, and put. I mean, I think we talked about Mahomes being that GOAT, right, and being on that trajectory. Well, I think you got to treat him like you would treat the GOAT, and that's get pressure up in his face, get pressure up in his lap early and often, and make it uncomfortable for him. And then you've got to make it uncomfortable for them receivers a little bit, jam them at the line, get them thinking a little bit so that it gets a little tougher for them to catch them balls.
Yeah.
You can't let Kelsey beat you.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a great matchup just because I think both these teams do match up well. I can see it being a tight defensive game, 23, 22, 21 type game, or I can see it being like a 38-35 like last year. You know what I mean? I think they match up very, very much the same as they did against the Eagles last year. So it should, in my opinion, it's going to be a very interesting Super Bowl. Episode 58, Super Bowl 58. Shout out. This can be our ode to to media day.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? It's one of those things, bro. We'll get into our pick in a bit, but I'm excited for the whole spectacle.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, everything you said was on point, bro. Like it's gonna be a great game. I think the Chiefs, I think they gotta do what got them here.
Yeah,
And I'm not just talking this season. I'm talking Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelsey. That has to be on. And don't shy away from it. Attack it. Expose it. Hit the Niners where they might be vulnerable at. Right? Hit those linebackers. Attack the linebackers because they got a lot of front pressure. Get Kelsey open on those small intermediate routes right away, and let him try to create something happen. And then rely on Isaiah Pacheco. And keep the Niners pass rush off of Pat Mahomes. If you don't do those things, it could be a long day.
yeah.
And
That defense is good, bro.
yeah, and then defensively, they got to tackle
Yeah,
because the Niners are a team that leads the league in reception yards per catch, and then also is like third or fourth, I believe, in yards after the catch.
yeah.
And so if you don't get your hands on them and you wrap them up, they're gonna break a tackle and they're gonna get some extra yardage. So you got to make sure that you get there and you lay some wood on them. If you don't, it's gonna be a long day.
That's right.
And I think the Niners, they got to do that. Catch the ball in space and create some moves. And unleash Deebo Samuel. I think Deebo Samuel is the key to their victory this year. Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel might, have a good little game, and we'll see how it goes. Even though he's been kind of nursing that injury, coming back off that injury, I think this could be his game to have a great game. And if they get to Pat Mahomes on the defensive side of the ball, sack him, like you said, once, twice, maybe even 3 times, put some pressure in his face, get to those legs a little bit, even if it's you get some yellow fucking
Right,
hardware on that
right.
floor, whatever the case may be. It's a Super Bowl, bro. You might have to play a little chippy, set that tone, put some pressure, you know what I mean? And then disguise coverages. And, put somebody over the top of Travis Kelsey. Make sure that they don't see it there. Make it look like you're in this cover 2, but you really have a man over Travis Kelsey, and you're just shadowing him essentially, and you're playing 2-man on him. You know what I mean? So a lot of different things. They got to mix it up. It's going to be a great game, and I can't wait to see what they do. The chess match between both coaches, you know what I mean? Both defensive side and then offensive side. What's Spags going to do? What's Andy Reid going to do? Like, what are Shanahan and the Niners going to do? Like, it's an exciting game, bro.
Let's go halftime on the Super Bowl conversation real quick.
Okay.
Because as we mentioned, it's Super Bowl 58. I don't even know if we should be calling that shit that game. I don't know if we get in trouble for fucking. We're not promoting this shit, huh? We're not doing nothing.
We're not promoting it, but who?
Anyway, it's the fucking So it is what it is, right?
Yep.
It being the 58th version of it, this is our 58th episode.
That's right.
Coincidentally, we didn't plan this shit.
We didn't.
Sometimes the stars just align.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened when I was born.
That's what happened when we came together.
Whoa.
That's
like right.
One big galaxy.
That's right. It's like a big old crack rock in a baby jar.
Orion suspenders.
Anywho, let's get it back on track. It brought up an interesting little conversation in my own head. And sometimes I have conversations with myself, and that's okay. It's perfectly normal. That's what my therapist said.
Okay. Shout out to your therapist.
But it being episode 58, I just wanted to ask you, what do you think? Who do you think are the greatest or most notable people to wear that jersey number in the history of the NFL?
Wow. There's some. There's a lot of good players that wore the number 58. I think that the one that probably is on the top of everybody's list is an old school smash mouth lunch pail type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to give it up to Jack Lambert.
Yes, sir.
But man, there's so many good guys, dude. You think, yeah, I would say Jack Lambert probably has to be. I mean, he set the tone for what you know the I guess into the '90s linebackers were gonna be. He was his era, and then they kind of built it off of him and a few other guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it just grew from there, and then it morphed, and then the position kind of changed overall.
Anchor on that steel curtain defense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 9-time Pro Bowl, 6-time All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year in 1976, Super Bowl champion for 4 times. Only had 23.5 sacks and 28 interceptions, but it's about what he was doing on the field. That's a good one, man. I probably would agree with you. But it brought me up. So when I was researching this, it brought up two players to me that really stuck out to me.
Yep.
And they're very comparable in terms of just their playing style and what kind of player they had been since they've been drafted and since they played. And that was Derek Thomas and that was Von Miller. Mm-hmm. If I asked you, who was the better 58? Von Miller or Derek Thomas?
Well, rest in peace. But Von Miller.
You think so?
I think Von Miller, again, when you talk about somebody who changed the position, essentially, Von Miller was really one of those first speed guys off that edge. You know what I mean? Those first guys who's really going and getting you and play. He could play multiple positions and you could put him wherever on the field. And that dip of that shoulder is just so nasty, bro. The way Von Miller comes around the corner and what he did to young, old Cam Newton was just like, I don't know, bro. I mean, maybe, but DT.
Maybe it's the Raider fan in you.
No, well, they're both.
Yeah, but
right,
I think I would
ops.
argue Raiders hate the Kansas City more than they hate the Broncos.
I agree with you.
And I think it's just a big thing here because this is Denver.
I agree with you 100%.
So here's the thing. I think you might be a little biased against Derek Thomas. And I'm gonna push back a little bit. And this is the great thing we can have this conversation now. I think Derek Thomas was better.
And
just slightly. And I would argue
statistically.
Listen. I would argue impact because you said Von Miller was the first really to kind of be that all over the place linebacker. That was what Derek Thomas was doing.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, so much so that Von Miller modeled his game after Derek Thomas.
Yeah, but
and now I'm gonna go with the stats.
Sometimes the student beats the sensei.
So Derek Thomas, 9-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All-Pro. Mm-hmm. Von Miller, 8-time Pro Bowl, 3-time All-Pro.
There's going to be one that's different.
Hey, I'll go to All-Pro. I'll go to All-Pro. I'll give that to you. That's your point for you. Okay. Derek Thomas never played in the Super Bowl. Von Miller is a Super Bowl champion.
And
an MVP.
Okay.
And played in 2 of them.
That's big.
He won 2 of them.
That's a big difference.
He's won 2 of them. Okay. All right. 115 sacks, 26 forced fumbles, 2 defensive touchdowns for Von Miller. Mm-hmm. 126.5 sacks, 41 forced fumbles, 4 defensive touchdowns. Derek Thomas.
Was the game different?
I'm just telling you what I'm reading.
What was the era? Right. Was the era?
Derek Thomas also had an NFL record for most sacks in a game with 7.
He did.
But I'm just asking because when I see Von Miller, I see Derek Thomas.
Yeah.
And I know you're not an old head. You're a little younger than me by a little bit. But I remember seeing Derek Thomas play.
A bit.
Derek Thomas, his stats were compiled from 1989 to 1999. And actually Von Miller's stats would probably be a little bit different because this list is from 2021. So I would imagine he was hurt last year. But I would imagine he has a couple more sacks on there. Not very many.
Yep.
But no, it's just an interesting debate.
No, it is. But I just am a real big fan of Vaughn, bro. Like when he's like in my opinion, like the Micah Parsons, right? He comes into the game, bro, and you're like, who the hell is this dude?
I'll tell you what.
You know what I mean? Like, and Micah is like the next evolution of that. Like, it just keeps getting better and better. You have guys like Theo Riddick. You know what I mean? Like, all these dudes who are great pass rushers. It just seems like it keeps getting better and better and better. And then they're playing multiple. It's just ridiculous to see what these
Von
dudes can do
Miller's play
sometimes.
up to that Super Bowl and through it, that playoff run was remarkable, and the Broncos don't win the Super Bowl without him.
Yeah, without that defense, they don't win.
Specifically, Vaughn. The interception he had against Brady in the AFC Championship, the sack he had, and then obviously his disruption in the Super Bowl
Yeah.
was next level, to the point where you never see. That next game that Cam played against the Broncos, they beat the shit out of him again, and you've never seen Cam Newton the same. Really, after the Super Bowl,
He changed it.
yeah. That's a good one, man. That's a good one.
That was.
I don't know. I don't know. But getting back to the halftime of the Super Bowl,
There's a lot of good things we can say about the Super Bowl. Like, it's not just the game, right? There's a lot of other elements.
commercials.
There are commercials. We didn't even talk about
Yeah.
that. Like, is there anybody you're like interested to see? Like, because the Dorito commercials are always pretty good.
Yeah, the one where they had the woman would
Shoots
get the
out.
ultrasound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's classic.
Or like
The
just
Budweiser
like-
ones used to be dope.
Yeah, but just our tear jerkers are pretty cool too. Sometimes,
Yep.
like, I don't know, commercials are.
Remember,
funny.
are you old enough to remember Bud Bowl?
Bud Bowl, maybe.
So Bud Light used
Where
to
they
have
them,
with the
like,
bottles. Yeah.
yeah.
It was Bud Light versus Budweiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the Bud Bowl.
Yeah.
So, have you weren't a big fan of Grammys and Oscars and kind of pop culture type fucking celebrations. So, how do you feel about Super Bowl halftime show?
I wish Rihanna wasn't pregnant last year when she did it. I mean, shout out to her, shout out to the baby, but she was kind of isolated in one spot and
Baby ruined the show.
couldn't really give us a show. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to see her fucking. I mean, there was just so many endless opportunities for her to have the next wardrobe malfunction, and it didn't happen. Pregnant titty or not, dog. Like, come on. It's
I mean,
like,
ain't nothing wrong with a pregnant titty, though.
nah,
It's
no,
a gift
but
of life.
I think the halftime show, bro, is a part of, again, it's part of the nostalgia, right? You think back. I mentioned, obviously it was a bad time for the individuals, but the wardrobe malfunction with Janet and Justin, and then like the great performances from legendary Whitney Houston and opening up, and then also Prince. You know what I
Prince
mean?
was
Like
fucking in
you
the
had-
rain.
Yeah, and then you had Eminem. You know what I mean? And then a few years back, like that was dope. They had
Wait,
50
what?
hanging upside. What do you mean? Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
That
about.
was a dope show, bro.
What about 50 hanging upside down, looking like he was
like he was gonna
Grandpa
fall?
50?
He looked like a chipmunk because all the fat and blood rushed to his face. Nah, but 50 was doing his thing too. That was a dope performance.
We were talking about Taylor Swift and Michael Jackson earlier. What about Michael Jackson's performance? We Are the World in a time when we're at war. That was the same Super Bowl that Whitney Houston sung the national anthem. I believe that was the Bills and I think it was the Bills and fucking Giants.
Yeah, and
In Tampa.
and not only with the Justin Timberlake and the Janet, everybody always remembers them, but Nally, I think, was in that halftime show. God, who else was in that one? Kid Rock, right?
Yeah.
And then Titty and Diddy was in it too. You know what I mean? So it's pretty funny, but
What about the fact that the artist has to pay for the production aspect of the halftime show?
I mean, I think the artists have a lot of demands, especially when it comes to that, right? And I think the halftime show is such a nostalgic performance, right? That it makes sense, but it's kind of shady as shit because they're making so much money
Yeah, I
on
mean,
the Super Bowl and like the advertisement and everything that comes into the Super Bowl that you can't pay not even don't pay them, but you can't just pay to put on the show. You have to like
Yeah, you don't pay them, and they had to pay for their own performance, their
yeah,
own
that's
production.
crazy. Like at that point, I'd rather go do the halftime performance at the national championship.
But where else are you gonna have over 100 million eyes on you at one moment?
You're right.
That's so crazy. Like you always see it every year. The cost of these commercials and shit. For a 30-second spot, like 4+ million.
That's crazy.
The dog.
Like just buy a commercial.
Dog, I just want to
Someone want to buy DNA.
I just want to put the DNA QR code up on
Someone
the fucking
wanna
TV
buy
for
DNA.
30 seconds, son.
DNA a fucking commercial spot in the Super Bowl. Shout
Hey,
out.
our numbers would go
Hit
through the
us
roof,
up.
but we'd get motherfuckers like, hey, good shit, and motherfuckers would be like, y'all should fucking die.
That's okay.
I'm with it. It's fine. Just view it.
I will die in the comments 10 times if it makes you happy and makes our numbers go up.
What's your favorite of the Super Bowl halftime shows? What's your favorite of all time? You a big Beyonce one where she turned out the power?
Well, she turned out the power.
She's like, I'm done. I'm out.
Where the Niners first
Tried to.
squandered the opportunity.
They almost came back.
Yeah, but they almost didn't.
I mean, they were getting their ass beat.
Yeah, no. Man, there's so many, dude. Like,
Or which one sticks out to you the most, I guess? Or which one
honestly,
do you like the most?
when I think about Super Bowl halftimes, there's two. It's the titty.
It's the titty.
I don't know why. Always, probably because the titty. But, and then, I think about Prince. I think about the Prince performance all the time. Like, it just always pops in my head, bro. Like, it was, epic, right? He's performing his music in what would say is, horrible conditions, but it's, it's Purple Rain. In
He's
the
saying
rain.
Purple Rain
You know what I'm
in
saying?
the fucking rain. Yeah, nah, I
how
do.
much more perfect could that be, bro? But I will say that when that wasn't I don't know. It was dope, but I think the titty always is the first one that pops into my head.
What about Katy Perry riding in on the fucking big ass lion? It's the only time the Lions ever made it to the Super Bowl.
No, because at that time when Katy Perry did the halftime show, I felt like it was overload of Katy Perry up until that point, and so it was just
What you got against Katy Perry, my dude?
nothing. I think she's beautiful.
So Billboard ranks Prince #1 halftime show of all time.
Who's number two?
Number 2 is U2 back in 2002, which wasn't a bad one. I do remember that one a little bit.
Yeah.
That's Patriot Super Bowl. But number 3, your boy, your Dr. Dre and Friends, your boy Slim Shady.
Yeah.
They took that one. Coincidentally, the titty came in at number 12.
I mean, do you think that Santana has to make another appearance this year, since it's in Vegas, Raiders?
I would think so. Santana was dope.
Yeah.
When did he make his appearance for the Super Bowl halftime show?
I was just looking right now to see.
I can't remember which one
I
that
don't know
was.
if it was the halftime or if it was opening up or something.
Now we're going down a wormhole.
It's okay. We got him here.
We got him here.
Damn, they had the Florida A&M marching band in 1971, son. That's tight.
That'd be hard.
Grambling State in 1960. That's dope. They used to have the marching bands.
That's tight. Well, you know what's cool about fucking Baltimore is they still have a fucking band.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, am I saying this right? Super Bowl 37? Santana?
I don't know what you're seeing.
I could be tripping. Anyway, not gonna go down it. I think like you said, bro, that fucking Prince one was probably the best one. You can go through the whole list. So you obviously care about the halftime show though.
Yeah, no, I think this one's gonna be good. I think this one might be the best.
Usher?
Yeah, Usher, baby.
You think he brings out Lil Jon and Luda?
I know he's gonna bring that.
Lovers
out.
and Friends?
He has to.
Yeah.
That's his number one
Yeah.
hit.
I don't know, man.
That's
Do
probably
you think
one
he
of
goes
his
old
biggest
school?
hits.
It's
I think he
7
does that
o'clock on the dot.
I'm in my drop top.
You think he goes
in
old
the
school with it?
streets? No.
Nah, I
I
don't
think he
think so.
might do a couple old school songs, but I think he's
Maybe
gonna,
like My Way.
He's about to drop an album, so I think he's gonna be doing his album right now. Right? He's already released, I think, 3 or 4 songs off of it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a new release. He's going to do Lovers and Friends. He's probably gonna do what other big.
I think he does, yeah, but I don't think he does Lovers and Friends.
No, he's doing Lovers and Friends.
You think so?
He's doing Lovers and Friends.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong.
He's gonna do Lovers and Friends. He might do both of those. He's going to do something from the Confessions album. I wouldn't be surprised if he hits every album.
Maybe.
That's like Burn, Let It Burn, or
Let It
These Are
Burn.
My Confessions, or is it just Burn?
Nah,
Let It
those are
Burn.
both. Let
Yeah.
It Burn.
Yeah, he's gonna do one of those.
Dog, them songs are so slow tempo though.
They are, but
I can
it's
see him
Usher.
doing.
What do you? I mean, he's
I
gonna
can see
slide
him
across
doing.
the stage.
I can see him doing My Way.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I
If
can
he
see
did
him
My Way,
doing,
would be hard. Actually,
Anything that he has a good dance routine to, I can see him doing.
he's gonna do Daddy's Home.
You remind me of a girl that I once knew. Yeah.
Someone playing the piano. That'll be
He's got some.
hard,
Hey,
bro.
John Legend will be out there. I bet you.
Or yeah,
Somebody like that. He seems to be connected like that.
have Stevie.
Stevie be dope out there just smiling. Who is the fucking comedian? He said what did he say? Stevie Wonder has all the money in the world. Don't know if they ones or hundreds.
Oh, that's cold. Give it a change. Give it now. Yeah, right. He knows. Y'all could feel the
They feel a
difference in the
certain way.
thickness.
Maybe,
Bet you.
maybe.
I'm
Fucking
gonna get,
Spidey
I'm gonna
senses
get all
and
kinds of
shit.
different bills, and I'm gonna measure them and see if they have different thickness.
You gonna fucking put a little measurement on that bitch. This is a quarter of a millimeter.
Yeah.
This one's 2/4 of a millimeter.
So, what's your favorite halftime show?
I told you the Prince one.
Oh,
Prince one's probably the dopest. So before we get to picking,
okay,
because I look at the time here, got to be sensitive.
okay.
Before we get to picking, what is either like your greatest Super Bowl moment or greatest Super Bowl memory that you can go back on throughout your life? And you can't say it's a Raiders Super Bowl victory, and I can't say it's a Dolphins Super Bowl victory because we neither one of us seen that in our lifetime.
But there were great moments from those that I've relived over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
I'm a
You know
kid
what
that
I
used to
mean?
watch fucking NFL films.
Me too.
So like, you remember how back in the day, Sports Center would finish the midnight Sports Center would finish about 1 a.m, and then you go NFL films until 4 a.m,
And Girls
then
Gone Wild was on the other channel
Yeah, Spank Division.
on E.
On E.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know it was on E.
yeah.
We come from the level where we're trying to watch the squiggly
VH1,
lines.
Nah, but
But I'm a big Super Bowl fan.
yeah.
So I'm a Super Bowl. I wouldn't say aficionado or, but I'm a connoisseur of the Super Bowl. I've been following that shit since I
How
was
could
little.
you be? Like if you live in America, how could you not watch the Super Bowl?
I mean, it's a worldwide event, bro. The
I
Super
know,
Bowl.
but in America, like
Yeah, no, I get you. The Super Bowl draws so many fucking views. You know what I mean? So many, and it's because of like things like the halftime show or the commercials where not normal football viewers tune in. And then this year with Taylor Swift being all up on
do you
the
think
screen
this is
every
the
5
most
minutes,
viewed Super Bowl?
they're saying it's gonna be.
I bet you.
They're saying it's gonna be.
I bet you.
I think so. And I think even if
Who the Niners gonna bring with them?
Taylor Swift is, dude, they're bringing fucking 40 water, bro.
And YG?
40 water, YG, they're gonna have Too Short.
Yeah.
They're bringing the Bay.
Bay.
They're bringing the Bay.
That'll be dope.
They're bringing the Bay, my guy.
That'll be dope.
Now, if we put up the cities and their rap music, like I love Tech Nine, with all due respect, he ain't fucking with the Bay.
Nah.
Because that's about all Kansas City got.
the
Maybe
Bay-
they'll have Kansas City have Eddie Griffin and Tech Nine up on that motherfucker.
The Bay has that for sure.
The Bay's the Bay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that would be dope, bro. If they got like a Super Bowl versus
That would
and like the cities of the Super Bowl, like.
But it would be whack sometimes too, because how would you do it? I mean, I guess it could be any genre.
What if
You
they
could
did it for the
cross-genre.
halftime show? Where it's just like 4 or 5 songs, right? Kansas City's best and
So
San Francisco's
So
best.
this halftime show, we'd be stuck with like 40 and all them and Tech Nine.
But that's just in rap, dude.
I know, but-
there's great jazz musicians that have come out of Kansas City. There's so many great artists that have come out of the Bay Area. Like, you know what I mean? Like there could be some
but
really
no
good
one's
music.
jazz.
There could be some really good music.
Keep jazz for the night before the Super Bowl, when you're drinking your whiskey and you're hoping that your bet hits.
Disappoint me sometimes. So what's your greatest Super Bowl memory or moment? Come on, people are waiting.
I don't know. Honestly, I mean,
What's your so
I
what's
think that one of the most remarkable moments, honestly, and I hate this because it sounds like I fucking love the dude, but I hate him, but I think he's the greatest, is the the Patriots coming back on the Falcons, dog. Like you can't
28 to
how do
3?
you explain that?
Yo, that shit won me a mini fridge and like $100 worth of liquor.
You know what I mean though? Like how do you
You
top that as a
don't.
moment?
You don't. And that's Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
He was the OC. Dude, that was an
Are we
incredible
saying
moment.
that's gonna happen this year?
He might have got that monkey off his back in this playoffs. He was trailing in the fourth quarter. I think he was like 0 for 20 and trailing going into the fourth quarter or some shit like that. When he was trailing against the Packers, they took that monkey out of the back. I think what they did against the Lions kind of solidified some things. Now, here's the thing. If you get off to a slow start against the Chiefs, you might be in trouble because it's not going to be easy to come back on them. And on the flip side, if you get up on a big lead on the Chiefs, you better keep fucking punching and pounding and stomping because it ain't over yet. Because that motherfucker on the other side over there, yo, he can come back from whatever.
Yeah.
And until it's done, I believe he's got a chance. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting. What we were talking about Super Bowl moments. Do you remember the first like Super Bowl you ever like? What's the first Super Bowl you can remember watching? Like in it, if not in its entirety, pretty damn close.
Sheesh.
Because I can remember parts and bits of like the Washington Denver Super Bowl back in like what was that like 87 or 88?
Yeah, no, I was born then.
And-
I think it might have been like a Bills. God, who were the Bills playing? The Bills are playing someone in the Super Bowl.
Cowboys, Redskins, or Giants.
Was it the Cowboys? I don't know, but I think it was the Bills. I remember the Bills playing. Who did they play when? What was that?
They went so Buffalo went.
I'm gonna look up the moment.
They went Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, Cowboys.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna look up this.
I remember that. So we were talking about earlier about debauchery and learning it as a young child. I remember that's the first time I was exposed to like football pools and
It
shit
was
like
the
that.
Cowboys because it was when Don Beebe.
Oh, when it took it from it wasn't Leon Lett, but I forget the dude's name.
Yeah, he freaking caught up to him and took it out of his hands. Yeah, that was the first Super Bowl that I remember watching.
Wow, fucking youngster.
Yeah,
I remember watching.
really. I mean, I don't know when that was.
I remember watching the Broncos and 49ers play, and everyone around me that were Bronco fans was just hella disappointed early in that game. And I just remember it being like that for the whole game, bro. And that was the first Super Bowl I remember watching in its entirety. And then the Giants and the Buffalo Super Bowl, the wide right, I remember seeing that shit, watching it live as a kid. I may have been rooting for Buffalo. I can't remember. You know what I mean? And then just seeing, I remember being in the living room at my uncle's house and everyone was just around the TV and how crazy it was to see them come back to put themselves in football and field goal range and then to push that shit wide right. And at that time, if you remember right, nobody had ever won a Super Bowl by walk-off field goal like that. And so for it to go wide right and be the start of 4 straight losses in the Super Bowl for Buffalo, and I remember watching all 4 of those games, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it had to have been Buffalo and Dallas, and I think it might have been. I don't know if it was whatever that Super Bowl was.
I think it was the second time they played because the first time it was a closer game, but that second time they got their ass beat.
No, the first time they got their ass beat.
Okay, that's what I said.
No, you didn't. The Super Bowl. The crazy thing you said you remembered the. Oh no, you said Washington and Denver.
Yeah,
That was the year after I was born.
I remember a little bit of that.
I was born 3 months after Denver and the Giants.
Fucking pup, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking pup, man.
Hey, you were born. Let me see. Let me guess.
But hey, yo, I was watching football at that age. That's crazy.
Hold on. You were probably born. Actually, probably your old ass. Probably when the Raiders beat the Eagles.
What year was that?
81.
No, not quite. I was born in '83.
Oh.
So it would have been what the fucking.
And you became a Dolphin fan.
It
even
was the
though that was
Dolphins
the year they
losing to the
lost.
Redskins. Yep.
Commanders.
They were the Redskins then, bro. I don't give a fuck. They were the Redskins then.
Whoa.
They were. What do you
Whoa.
want? Do you want
Hi,
to go
how
back?
are you?
I don't mean it in that way. Like I don't like. Yo, you got to call history what history was, bro. Just because we thought it was okay back then and it's not now doesn't
So
mean it wasn't history.
what's your favorite moment? You ain't getting off the hook.
I told you. Probably seeing, well, it's most memorable, that and the titty.
What about Tyree? The helmet catch.
That was crazy because the fact that 19-0 was on the line there, and I was the biggest Giants fan for that game. That and I fucking just couldn't stand the Patriots, but that was an incredible moment. I thought it was incomplete.
What about your boy Mike Jones?
Who?
Mike Jones.
What about him?
With his game-saving tackle in the
Was it
one of probably the greatest
Tennessee,
one of the Super Bowls.
St. Louis?
Yeah, bro, that Super Bowl
That shit was wild.
legit.
I remember watching that one too.
That was a good one.
That was dog. The fact that
We should have been in the Super Bowl.
1 yard.
The Patriots beat the Rams in. Damn it.
you would have got your ass beat by the Rams.
You think so? I don't give a fuck what you think.
How about that Super Bowl against Tampa Bay
That was a horrible Super Bowl. How about that?
when your center went AWOL?
That was a horrible Super Bowl. It was John Gruden's fault.
Why? Because he went to Tampa.
Because he was cheating. He knew our plays. Talk about Bill Belichick.
Let me ask you. Do you? Another question about that. But do you think?
I don't want to talk about that.
Let me ask you
That's a memory for me, too. You know what happened that Super Bowl? I remember wearing my nice Bill Romanowski silver jersey. And, the Super Bowl wasn't going as planned.
Bro.
Everybody was there. We were having a good time. A lot of my family is Raider fans. Then there's some hater fans. You know what I mean? And
Oh, they let you have it.
now my uncle and my cousin were arguing over some bullshit. And I watched my cousin use a chicken bone to take it to my uncle's head and then beat him up in my lap and get blood all over my jersey. And it was one of the most funniest but disrespectful things ever. I had to, not only did I have to deal with one of the toughest losses that in the history of my sports franchise, but I had blood and chicken grease all over my damn New Jersey.
Fuck, dude. How did the Raiders let John Gruden go? Knowing they were that close.
Al Davis, listen.
It's a shame, man.
Al Davis did a lot of great things for the Raiders and for the NFL, but he also did a lot of bad things for the Raiders
And for the NFL.
and for the NFL.
Yeah.
But
It's just incredible, dude.
how about Pat Mahomes, his dad?
With DUI?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about
You know
that.
what I mean? That's fucking shitty.
That's
Trying
somebody
to
else's
steal your
family.
son's fucking spotlight.
You
It's
want
like-
to talk about his brother?
Oh no.
I mean, that's probably more of the news. I don't know where that even went.
What about the Philly special?
What about the Philly special?
Was that special?
That was a special moment. I think
Nick Foles getting it
what
done.
I think the Broncos being fucking double-digit underdog to the Packers.
Oh yeah, honestly, that's one of the best moments. Even two in history is like the fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
John Elway doing
Yeah.
and him being just so old, bro, as old as he was to get it done and still be one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Their offense was ridiculous. They had
Yeah.
McCaffrey, Smith, Shannon Sharp, Terrell Davis. We talked about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what he means to the game of football. And those were great teams they played against. They played against a great Packers team and a great Falcons team, the Dirty Birds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they got it done, dude. And then they didn't get it done against the Seahawks, which was also a great Super Bowl moment. They got demolished by the Seahawks, the Legion of Boom.
Great for who? Well, what about the following year? What about the following year? What about the following year? Fucking, Russell Wilson at the 1 yard line.
Malcolm Butler.
And,
Patriots again.
run the ball.
Marshawn Lynch. Oh, look, I'm scrolling on this.
Bay Area.
And they showed Elway getting fucking helicoptered by Butler.
Bay Area, Marshawn Lynch,
that
right?
Green Bay Packers team was good.
Yes, it was.
They were ridiculous.
Yes, it was.
Big Gilbert Brown, Reggie White,
Yep.
Leroy Butler, Favre, was it Dorsey Levens?
Well, remember
was
that
their
was
running back at the
remember
time?
that was a Green Bay team that
Antonio Freeman.
that couldn't break through. They had trouble breaking through. The Cowboys would hold them up. They could have been that Super Bowl the year before they won against the Patriots, but the Cowboys beat them in the NFC Championship game. That was.
Have the Packers had nothing but Hall of Fame quarterbacks up to this point?
It fucking seems like that. They had a lull between Bart Starr and Brett Favre, but you know what I mean, where they had a bunch of misses. But it fucking seems they're two straight, and they might have just found their third franchise quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
That would be a conversation to have. Which teams have had the most success when it comes to quarterback and Hall of Famers?
Like drafting and developing, or just fucking lucking out into one?
Even lucking out into one. Denver.
Colts had Unitas, Manning, and Andrew Luck, who was on that
he was, but
on that fucking
but he was
route.
smarter than most.
Yeah. The Broncos had Elway and Manning.
Julian Edelman's catch was kind of crazy too. I'm scrolling through events.
Are you still on that shit?
I am.
I think we went past that.
We did. It's okay, but you're stalling to pick your pick. I picked mine last episode.
Oh, I wasn't even ready to go yet. We want to pick? Let's pick. No. My bad. Let's go.
What are we on then?
Nothing. We're just bullshitting.
Yeah, no.
You want to go get into these picks?
I picked mine. They know it. Rewind.
So for those who didn't tune in, can you rehash who you're picking?
I knew the Chiefs would make this run because they're the Chiefs. They're going to do what they do. But I've been picking the Niners all year. And I think the Niners are going to beat the Chiefs 31-28.
Okay. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at you. Okay.
Didn't I say it's not going to be 58, but it's going to be 59?
Sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Super Bowl champions of Super Bowl 58 by the margin total score of 59. The San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
MVP, Brock Purdy. Close second, Deebo Samuel.
Listen, I'm pulling for the Niners.
Pulling on a Niner. 9-incher.
Fucking Christ. I'm pulling for the Niners because of the Colorado ties. All right. Kyle Shanahan went to school here. Obviously, Christian went to school here. So there's that Colorado ties. You can't ignore.
Yeah. That's the only reason.
Bay Area. Shout out to 40 Water. Maybe I'll bump some Mac Dre.
Get hyphy.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, they should bring that. Usher should bring someone from the Bay out.
Dog, he's got to. Does Usher and 40 have any songs together?
That's what I was just thinking. I was trying to go through the Rolodex of memory. I don't think so.
Here's how it's going to tie up. 40 and Little John have a song together.
They do.
Usher and Little John have a song together, one that's probably going to be played. You say Lovers and Friends, I say yeah. Either way, probably going to be played. There's the connection.
There is the connection.
You get the party started and then you let Usher send them home with wets.
Bleep.
Oh, man. I want the 49ers to win. I think the Chiefs are going to win. But here's the thing.
Number 4?
I've been the kiss of death for a while now.
You have.
All right. And I think, though.
Watch out, he said, don't kiss this fool.
I think I'm a believer. I'm a believer. And until you knock this motherfucker out,
he is.
He's him.
He is.
He's him.
Kermit the Frog sounding motherfucker.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Okay.
And it's gonna be close early and close throughout. The Chiefs are gonna pull away at the end. And I like your total. I like your total of 58 for Super Bowl 58. I know you went 59, but I liked what you said originally.
58.
And I'm gonna go 38-20. Oh. The Chiefs make it look silly at the end.
Oh.
And I'm gonna go with 3 touchdowns from Patrick Mahomes, over 300 yards passing.
All 2. I'm just playing.
They're going to be spread out, but I think Travis Kelce's going to have himself a game, and I think Travis Kelce's going to be the Super Bowl MVP, just because maybe Mahomes has an interception here and there, and the NFL can't help but put Travis Kelce up there with Taylor Swift.
Oh, so you're feeding into a little bit of conspiracy.
I'm just saying. Listen, He's a Swiftie. If it comes between Patrick Mahomes with
I like how
say Patrick Mahomes has 3 touchdowns and 257 yards, and
MVP.
Kelsey has fucking 10 receptions for 180 with 2 touchdowns or with a touchdown. How do you deny that? There's been receivers with worse stat numbers that's been MVP. Bold prediction? Bold prediction? Bold prediction?
Bold prediction.
Here's conspiracy theory. Bold prediction. Travis Kelsey is so inspired by his galmate being there that he goes, I think Demarius still owns this record, but he goes and sets the receiving record for the Super Bowl game.
Okay. My bold prediction?
Let's have it.
Taylor Swift interrupts the halftime show and takes shit over. It's like, no.
Usher brings out Taylor Swift.
Yeah. No, I think that my bold prediction is that Chase and Bosa combine for 10 plus sacks and the Niners win.
Damn. Really? Like that?
Yeah. The two of them are going to eat.
Oh, that'd be dope.
They're going to eat, dog. It's going to be a defensive.
What's the record for sacks in the Super Bowl? Like 2 or 3? Are we going to have a defensive MVP?
We might. But Purdy's going to be pretty. Let's see, Super Bowl.
That's a bold prediction, my guy.
That is. That you said go bold or go home.
I guess that's why they call
It
it
was big bold letters on the script. It said go bold or go home.
I guess that's why they go big.
Let's see, most sacks. Oh, it says by a player. I don't want by a player.
Yeah.
I want in the game. 3.
3 sacks in the Super Bowl game?
Yep, Grady Jarrett.
And that motherfucker didn't even win the MVP. What Super Bowl was that?
The Niners are the Falcons and the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, it's hard.
Connie Ely with the fucking Denver and Carolina. He had 3 sacks in that game.
Yeah, you don't remember that shit, though, because their offense sucked balls. But, yo, it's about that time.
It is.
So, I just want to say, instead of a mailbag question,
Okay.
for the mailbag question, what's your go-to Super Bowl snack?
Ooh, go-to Super Bowl snack. Honestly, I'm a big, queso dip and chips guy. I love me some dip and chips, bro. It's just like, you have to have it. Wings are a must, but that's more of like a dish. It's not really a snack. I'd say dip and chips.
Hell yeah. Can't go wrong with dip and chips. I like the cheese ball.
Yeah.
Cheese ball and crackers. You know, that's just some good shit right there.
Yeah.
Them little jalapeno poppers that the bacon wrapped around them.
Those are fire.
These are fire too. I can go on
Even
forever.
like the little paws, but the little the little weenies.
What? You like the little weenies?
The weenies are pretty
them
good.
little smokies. Them little smokies with the sauce. With the sauce.
Good. I cut them up though. I don't eat them whole. I cut them up. Cut them up in little pieces all the time.
Yo, on that note, shout out to Inkless Laser, Icon Sales and Boxing, Anytime Flood Restoration, Zach G and the Play Harder podcast. Yo, Arch Auto Glass,
yes,
shout
sir.
out to them. Rebel Promotions, Black Sevens, Janice's Catering, Lash All Beauty, Cutthroat Barbers and Anglers, The Canyon Fly Shop, Colorado Wolfpack Youth Football Association, DNA Sports Denver, DNASportsDenver.com.
Yeah.
And shout out to you for tuning in, following with us, rolling with us, and getting down, man. We appreciate it always, and we're thankful for y'all.
Shout outs.
Let's get out of here.
We're out.
Peace.